From Idaho's News Channel 7, this is Friday Night Football.
That is right. Happy Friday. Welcome to Week 8 of Friday Night Football. You made it.
I made it. By gosh, I made
you are
it.
so back.
I'm so back from downtown, watching the Vandals, Broncos, rivalry reignite. We're not here for that, though.
We're here for football.
Playoff picture for high school football. Playoffs starting to come together slowly. There's a couple teams on the bubble hoping to punch their ticket. Game day on the Mavericks field. Mountain View looking to punch their ticket, starting off strong with a handoff to Logan Picardo, reading that pocket, running in for the first touchdown of the night. They didn't have scoreboards like that when I was going to school. That's pretty sweet. 7-0. But Hawaii not going to take that line down. That's Ryan Brecke, I think, with the ball. He keeps it himself, and he runs it over 50 yards for a touchdown, making it a tie ball game, 7-all. Keeping the energy going, QB Logan Hostafate. He's running in for his second touchdown for Hawaii. All of a sudden, on the road, up 14-7. Mountain View keeping it anyone's game when QB Henry Nelson gets his hands on the ball. He throws a quick pass out to number 3, Brody Munson.
Laser alert.
Seems like we say his name pretty much every Friday night. That's a touchdown. Game tied up at 14. And I'm pretty sure we got a nice cameo.
Shout out.
The KTVB sign. We showed up. That's awesome. Coming back at the half, Mountain View coming out strong, throwing another touchdown pass. That's number 2, Kean Foy, and getting some love from the band, putting them up 24-14. Hawaii tries their best to make it happen in the last couple of minutes here, but that deep ball is going to get intercepted by none other than Bo Stewart. Mountain View hangs on 24-21.
Game of the night at Donna Larson. Undefeated Rocky Mountain taking on Timberline. That's a field goal. We got there at halftime. Grizzlies would get a field goal before the half to bring it within a touchdown. Let's go to the second half. Wolves, they started with the football, and they would drive a steady diet of runs, looking for a signature score. But check this out. On the slant route, fumbles the football. Rocky Mountain has life. How would the Grizzlies respond? How about Kalen Custer? Up the middle, finds the end zone for the score. Tie ball game, right? Wrong. Holding on the offense. They would be held to a field goal to bring it within 4. Timberline, you know they've been solid all season long. They would not fold tonight. Jack Brandt, Lucas Thompson, great throw and catch on the sideline. Then Brandt finds his man up the seam. It's Nash O'Kelly late in the fourth quarter to give the Wolves a double-digit lead. Not a lot of scoring in this one, but the Timberline Wolves looking to get a big-time win here. 4th down, game on the line. Kalen Custer, 4th and 13. Gets 10 yards, 11 yards, 12 yards. Comes up a yard short. Turnover on downs. And Timberline gets one of the biggest wins they've had in recent memory. They take on Eagle next week. Number 1, Rocky Mountain goes down.
Wow. And you know what? That 7-0 record, that should have a nice 1 next to it. Timberline ending Rocky's undefeated season. What a game in downtown Boise. These are your Wolves. You called this early in the season.
We talked about how they've been the most shocking, kind of surprising team just based on the history of their program and things like that. But you got to give it to, the coaching staff and all the players who were freshmen and sophomores and are now seniors really showing up and showing out against one of the best teams that was ranked number 1 in Rocky.
Tell you what, those players, it seems like they bought in, they trusted the process. Those players, they aged
up. You sound like
up.
a Sixers fan.
I do sound like a Sixers fan.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. It's going to work out. And now look at them in the 6A SIC title game.
Taking on Eagle.
That's going to be a great game, probably game of the week, obviously, next week on Friday night. We're excited about that. 2 other teams looking to punch their tickets or at least keep their season playoff hopes alive. Capital and Middleton, both 4-3 on the season, and their student section going crazy at Donna Larson on senior night. This was Thursday night action. First half here, Vikings threatening Brian Bachman. He rolls out to the right and floats one to Isaac Lowe. He's all alone and makes the catch in the end zone. The refs call it incomplete. Let's
check it out.
Take another look at this. We slowed it down. Oh, the bug is in the way. We can't see. He looked like he had both feet down, but maybe that toe was on the line. Tough. Either way, turnover. But you know what they say, Austin? Ball don't lie.
Yeah.
Next drive for Capital, they try the jet sweep, but Quincy Clay just loses the handle on it, and he fumbles it. Vikings pounce on it, and they keep it on the ground this time. That's their star running back, Jake Perez. He finds the corner of the end zone. This one will count. Capital strikes back, though. It's Silas Crane. He gets the outside handoff and charges through the end zone, 7-7. And for the Vikings, it's simple. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They feed it to Jake Perez, and that man is tough to take down. He gives the Vikings the lead. Middleton goes on to spoil senior night for the Eagles. They hang on to win 27-20.
This is so interesting, right? Because Meridian beat Middleton, right? Then Middleton beat Timberline, but then Rocky Mountain destroys Middleton,
but loses to Timberline.
But yeah, it's just, what is going? There's so many moving parts in this high school football season. It's just like the NFL, right? Same thing with college football. The second you think you've got it figured out, you don't.
Right.
Surprises come left and right. I mean, you thought Capital might have probably won that game, but hey, shout out to Middleton bouncing back after a drubbing on their home field last week against
They said,
Rocky.
we're not going anywhere. We're tough to break. That man, Jake Perez, what we didn't show in that clip was they gave him a running back direct snap like 8 times in the same drive. I mean, he's the guy that you feed the rock to, and it shows. I mean, that's what keeping Middleton alive here is they try to punch their ticket to the playoffs.
I mean, that's what Rocky did so well last week is they didn't let Middleton get the run game going. And every time that Middleton wanted to go for it on 4th down, Rocky came up with a big-time stop, which was so interesting because tonight, Timberline, a team that is really known for throwing the football. Yes, of course, they want to run the football as well, but they're known for throwing the football with Hudson Lewis, one of the best receivers in the state. They ran the ball so well against Rocky. So it was like you thought Rocky had like one of the best defenses, at least rushing defenses last week, and now all of a sudden, doesn't seem to be the case.
Beast.
That drive that you saw on that Timberline game, that touchdown, that was over a 9-minute drive in the 4th quarter.
Chewing clock.
They're just chewing clock. First down, churning, 4-yard gain, 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain, pop pass.
Man.
4-yard gain, 5-yard gain, pop pass. It was like.
And it just wears the defense down by the end of the game. And
you look up at the clock, there was 2 minutes left, and all of a sudden you're like, holy cow, if Timberline gets in the end zone here, it's pretty much over. They're going to be up double digits, and that's exactly what happened. Anyway, we had more football as well, as we just love to talk a lot. Eagle at home, Jecker Field, taking on Bora. That's the undefeated Mustangs. Jordan, by the way, I don't know if you know, early on all defense, Zaya Wright.
Talk about a hit stick.
Big time stick leading to this. We say his name every single week. Noah Burnham. House call. PAT, interestingly enough, gets blocked. It's 6-0. How would Bora respond? How about this 50-yarder? You can't really see it because the camera guy who was shooting that, which is myself, wasn't in front of the play.
How about
Keep
that,
in front of the play,
but you
young
saw
shooters.
the dime. He dropped a dime in there. You
Hey,
got most
the
of
ball was that close when he stepped out of bounds. Tush push, making an appearance at Bora. Their PAT would get blocked.
What is going on
6
with
to
special
6.
teams tonight?
Just super weird. Hey, this one was all Eagle from that point, though. Noah Burnham, he would find it again. Camera guy got fooled. I did not do a good job tonight at filming this one, but it was all Eagle 53.
That's how good their
6.
offense is. They're tricking even the cameraman. No one knows what's going on.
Man, the quarterback got me fooled, but.
Yeah, Burnham, man. You talk about a guy we talk about every week. He just, I love the nickname. He just burns them every time.
Yeah, we have to
Finds a
come
way
up
to
with
the
like
end zone.
new little puns and stuff to talk about. He scores so much.
Yeah, well,
You
good
can't
news.
help when you see the last name Burnham. He's like burns him to the end zone. you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, there's another undefeated team, Bishop Kelly, looking to preserve their perfect record. And it's homecoming taking on
BK?
the Ridgeview Warhawks. And they came into town. They put themselves on the board. That's running back Jerome Walker forcing his way into the end zone. The next play just speaks for itself. Ridgeview's Dante Briniger. He picks off the ball. A fumble is going to be forced here. Watch this. There's that interception. Here comes the return. The ball is stripped again. This is like SportsCenter top 10.
What is
weirdest
going
play.
on?
Talk about that. That is not how he envisioned scoring that touchdown tonight. He'll take it 10 times out of 10. That is a huge play. And then look at this funny play.
Look at all the guys spread out there. Interesting little PA.
Kind of like the swinging gate is what it looked like to me. And then it was all BK all night. They run away with it against a really good Ridgeview team. 46-13.
Impressive.
BK rolling.
To say the least.
8 6-0. Great season for them so far. It started taking down Rigby, ends with that statement win against Ridgeville.
The black and yellow uniforms, I dig those.
You liking
like
those?
Yeah. I mean, I am a Steeler fan, so I'm
Okay.
I'm unbiased, though.
So we kind of see where that's coming from.
Yeah, we love the black and yellow, So, BK, hey, have it your way.
Well said. That's a slogan we can use for sure. Hey, how about Nampa? Got a bunch of great action going on down there, too.
Yeah, Columbia Wildcats faced off with the Falcons. This one was a defensive slugfest. Early in the first quarter, Wildcats quarterback Gavin Healy attempts a pass to his guy, but it's intercepted by Cassius Medrano. That would be a lead to a touchdown by the safety that brings the Falcons to a 2-0. It was a safety, so it was a 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
Then later in the second quarter, quarterback Gavin Healy, he's going to run it in himself that you just saw. I was confused with the safety there.
Right.
The safety
I thought you meant the position.
got me. The score would then be 7-2. But standout defense for both teams tonight. For Valley View, Fabian Benitez, Palalo. I apologize for that one.
Yeah.
Stops the Wildcats receiver in his tracks. Tight game in the second quarter. Max Barnes got in there with a sack. Onyx Carson might be one of the best football names. We always talk about the football names in Idaho. Might be one of the best football names we've seen. This score ended 8-7.
So, yeah, it was
I was confused when I saw that video.
And then Valley View punches in 2 field goals, I assume, and then wins 8-7 in one of the more bizarre games that we've seen. We've seen a lot of
safety,
weird things today.
a defensive slugfest that ends 8-7 with 2 strong teams.
You don't see that from too many big schools, so kind of an interesting one there. Good for Valley.
Wasn't there a 2-0 earlier this year?
There wasn't a small school in Idaho, and we need to fact check one of the guys in our newsroom because we've been digging for that score. But if that's the case, that's game of the year. I don't care what happens.
2-0. I mean,
let's go out to our friends in East
we've got
Idaho.
defensive tape forever.
Defensive tape for days. We go to
Bobcat.
Rexburg. Look at that stadium, Bobcat Stadium. Our friends at Chi-Fi shooting this game for us here. 6-1 Minico Spartans taking on Madison. Madison's opening drive, Minico took a tip drill interception down to the 5-yard line, and they capitalized. Quarterback Logan Waymont takes it himself up the gut for the score. Spartans missed the PAT, but
What is it tonight? PAT
there's
misses?
something in the water. And then all of a sudden, there's a fumble on the play. Bobcats recover, and later that same drive, it's Hammond. He redeems himself with this run here. Takes the pitch from Micah Doherty. And to the left, that's going to be a first down and a whole lot more. Eventually gets taken down near the 15. Not a lot of offensive highlights to kick this one off. Minico's defense standing tall. They force the field goals. But at the end of this, Madison runs away with it. They win this one big, 31-12 over Minico. Madison seems like they're a team that's always in the mix. That's just something in the water in East Idaho. That's tough football out there.
31-12. I'd be willing to bet that would be an Idaho scoregami.
Idaho scoregami.
Yeah.
Okay, we can look that up.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
it's a score that's
Never happened before. But I'm only going to say an Idaho high school football.
Wow, I think
That's a weird score. 31-12? That's a weird score.
I feel like
It's tough to get 12.
we could just totally have the newsroom check that right now. They wouldn't mind at all. I feel like they wouldn't be able to find that.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
2-0, I feel like, is also a scoregami that we need to
2-0
double
is
check.
for sure a
We'll get that
scoregami.
by the end of the weekend.
Think
But
about the odds that you have to just get a safety. You can't score on offense, you get a safety.
both defenses played literally perfect, and you lose a game.
And I don't even know what.
that's
I'm
just
out,
crazy.
I'm out of everything. I don't even
get
know what to
to-
say. Let's go to the
Go to the
scoreboard.
scoreboards here. 6A scoreboard. The scores you've kind of already seen at this point. 31-20 Timberline over Rocky Mountain. We can't talk about how impressive that was.
Centennial got 14.
14 on the board. Still just kind of a tough sledding for that team. 40-14 against Meridian. Eagle rolling. Middleton. Really that kind of surprise victory over Capital. That 7-touchdown
On the road
win.
on senior night for the Eagles.
Donna Larson, but Middleton, the Vikings, man, they come Viking tough. They are no joke. It's going to be interesting to see if they can punch their ticket in to the playoffs. Down to the 5A level, we've got Ridgeview and BK, 46-13 you see there. How about Fruitland's keeping it interesting, but they're still undefeated as well, 34-12.
Titus Vidlak.
That's right, Vidlak.
Saw a visit from BSU.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe that's a name we'll be calling on the blue here in a couple of...
We're not saying anything, so don't take that.
Yeah, just speculation.
Yeah.
It's late and I haven't had coffee and technology hasn't worked today. That sounds awesome. So, a lot of great plays to get to here tonight. You got to see most of them. Kick us off here.
Top plays of the night, we're going to go number 3. We talk about him every single week. Noah Burnham. Look at the hands. Breaks the tackle. He's a bowling ball.
Didn't even move.
Touchdown. He got in the end zone multiple times. You saw the one where the camera guy got messed out or got faked out. That was me. But check this out. I mean, look at the ball, too, by the way. Perfect tight spiral.
Fearless.
Defenders just bounce off of him.
Yeah, that's a guy BSU maybe wants.
You get number 2.
How about this? Okay, number 2. This next play, speaking for itself here, and you already kind of saw this, the interception from Dante Brinigar. He picked it off, and then that's just pure hustle. It gets forced loose. BK takes it the other way. One of the more unique touchdowns you're going to see all night. I can't believe
Watch
this is number 1.
We're going to slow this down for the folks at home. Watch the punch right here. Right there.
Oh.
Give me that football.
Right on the
That's
letter.
an offensive player, by the way.
Man, well, it looks
Does
like
play
he
defense
played
too, but
both
I'm just
sides.
saying, it's an offensive
I was
player.
about to say, impressive showing from him. Can't wait to see what number 1 is if that's at 2.
Nah, it's tough. This one is not so much the play, more like the scenario. It's Jack Brandt to O'Kelly, Nash O'Kelly up the seam, open touchdown. Why? Because it's the game of the night. It was undefeated Rocky Mountain versus Timberline. That's the game-sealing touchdown. You can see how much it means to these guys. One of the biggest wins this program's had in a very, very long time. They get to face Eagle next week for the conference championship. So that's why it's number 1.
Yeah.
That's my argument.
Well, I think that's cool. And I think that also you look at Timberline's record, that one blemish that they have, it came on a really rainy game against a really tough running Middleton team. I mean, we saw what they could do when they just feed Jake Perez the ball all night. So that was definitely to their strengths. But Timberline, man, where did they come from? This is awesome to see. There's kind of a fresh face in the 6A SIC championship game. That's awesome to see.
I'm glad we got on the train early. I mean, I went to the first game and saw Hudson Lewis, and I said, that kid is a great football player. Did a little spotlight on him, and Timberline's been rolling ever since. But on a normal week, that number 2 play would for sure be number 1. But the reason why the Brandt to O'Kelly is number 1 is because of the scenario. What happened, what was on the line. Big time win for Timberline. Game-sealing touchdown inside of Donna Larson against Rocky Mountain. You got to give it to the Wolves.
Man, well, this is where it gets interesting.
Shock the world.
Strange things start to happen on the football field. We saw it with special teams tonight, so hopefully everybody can tighten the screws come championship and playoff football. A lot of weird.
We're right around the corner from the playoffs. I mean, this is.
I blinked
feel like
and
we're
we're
just
here.
zipping.
Well,
We're
it was
zipping
just
by.
I had to pinch myself that I'm at a preseason basketball game tonight. I can't believe that's already here too.
A rivalry one.
A rivalry
Let alone.
game. Vandals, I know it's a football show. Boy, did they play well against Boise State. Boise State without their starting point guard, but just a fun atmosphere to see the house divided, but all these fans coming together again for this rivalry that's been dormant for 11 years. And they picked up right where they left off. It was something to see.
Did you see any fans that had any unique kind of like rivalry gear or anything like that?
I didn't see a lot of that. I just kind of saw, there was the pinstripe fits that we're seeing at a lot of these games now. I'm sure you've seen it's the Mario outfit, but it's just like the school colors.
Yeah,
So we saw a lot of black and gold. A lot of young fans at this, which I think is great too, because that's when I got into this too. We'd go to the games all the time growing up and watch these two teams play. So it's kind of cool to see that next generation get to be a part of those moments.
And listen, if you're not a fan of college basketball, or maybe you haven't experienced it, get out there. Go
fun.
see a college basketball game. It's just like a college football game. The atmosphere is arguably much better than professional, and I will stand by that argument.
Yeah.
Twice, every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
Well, in Boise State, they got a lot of talent this year, too. They've got a returning hometown star from Georgetown. I mean, they've got a great lineup of guys. They look really talented. It should be a promising season.
Still got to kick it football, though.
We still got to kick it football.
Basketball's a long season. We'll get there.
We got to get to this because we got our show tomorrow, 9 a.m.
We got to get home and go to bed.
Austin and I are going to be up bright and early. I know 9 a.m. doesn't sound early. We'll be here at like 6, making sure the show is put together.
9 a.m. We'll be on live at 9.
9 a.m. It's just going to be coffee-infused madness, talking about Bronco football, live on Channel 7 and KTVB+. And then we're live again, hour before kickoff, live from the field exclusively.
Don't forget the big E word.
The big E word.
Exclusivity.
From the field. Be sure to download the KTVB Plus app on your TV. You can watch for free. We'll get you everything you need to know about tomorrow's matchup.
Don't forget about this, too. If you want to look at more information on tomorrow's key conference matchup against undefeated UNLV, text that number. 208-321-5614. Game day guide to your phone. Shout out our man Carson.
Man Carson, the legend.
Carson Cloud.
Getting you everything you need to know. We got to go to bed.
I think it's time to go.
I think it's time. Okay. Thank you for being
Happy
with
Friday.
us.
Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next week. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
See you bright and early. It's going to be great.
Continue with us and watch free now on the KTVB Plus app everywhere you stream.